Hi, everyone, and welcome to the episode today of The Industry. My name is James Winborn, your host. I'm here with two talented actors. I have Charles Harris here and also Juante Wilson. Thank y'all for being here. First of all, I want to give y'all flowers. Y'all really doing a tremendous job in the industry. For you, Chuck, I'm constantly seeing you post things on your page about trailers, coming movies you're in, stuff you've done in the past, and I know just knowing you personally how inspiring you are. As I mean, I don't want to be an actor myself, but I know you're inspiring to people that want to be actors, and I think you're doing a tremendous job. Want to tell you for you, I remember the day you was on Law and Order, man, and I can't never erase that because for me it was the first time knowing someone personally that made it to that level. So I was like extremely proud of you, and to see you always on like, every time I'm on Tubi, you're in a movie. Like they go Juante again. Like your work ethic is crazy. So my question to y'all first is I'd like to know for both of you, and I'll start with you, Chuck, is what made you want to be an actor? Like what was your influence, inspiring? How did it start?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for inviting me to be here,
You're
and I
welcome.
appreciate the compliment. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I do this for the love of the craft, you know.
Hmm.
But what made me become an actor, it never was in sight, honestly.
Hmm.
I pretty much stumbled upon it by accident. In college, I ended up taking it as a elective. I
Okay.
ran out of electives to take. I was on a 5-year plan. So,
Hmm.
I done ran out of the basketball, the pools, and
Right.
all that, the
Right.
tennises. So I said, oh, okay, let me try this theater out. Got a lot of women in here. You know what I mean? Let me try this.
Girl chaser,
Yeah,
huh?
I said, let me try this out. That it uh, learned under, Professor Ellis Griggs, and she was an amazing teacher. And, I kind of like fell in love with it. Still didn't want to take it serious or anything like that. And then somebody I met in class who actually became a good homie of mine, he had a project,
Hmm.
and he was like, "Yo, get on my movie. I
Okay.
just need you as an extra." At the time, I was like in law enforcement and private security and stuff like that. He's like, "I
Right.
just need you to be a guard on this one shot." Boom. I said, "All right." End up going. The lead actor never showed up, and he was like, "Look, I done rented out all this and everything like this." I said, "We got to keep the ball rolling." He
Hmm.
was like, "Look, can you memorize these 2 pages?" I said, "I don't know."
2 pages,
Two
first time.
2 pages, first time. Went in the corner,
I'm
10 minutes.
terrified already.
Went in the corner for 10 minutes, and I had it. He was like, "All right, it is what it is. Let's go."
Hmm.
Shot it. The project actually came out well. I did good.
Hmm.
For it being my first time, a lot of folks were, complimenting me, and other directors were reaching out like,
Hmm.
"Hey, I want you in this project.
Okay.
Would you
They saw
mind?"
something in you, right? Yeah.
And it pretty much started that way, and then just after being in the scenes, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
being around, the different artists, being able to be around celebrities, stuff like that. It was like I like this.
Hmm.
Then once I start seeing the money aspect of things, like, you paying me this much to
Right.
just sit here for how long? Oh,
Hmm.
okay. I started taking it serious. Start taking the necessities, getting my headshots, taking classes, taking
Hmm.
courses, and it just went from there.
Okay.
And now here we are,
Great. Great.
21
Great.
years later.
21 years, huh? Well, I tell you, what about you?
Oh man, well, like Chuck says, first of all, thank you for the flowers, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
This industry podcast that you're doing, I think is really dope, man.
Thank you.
It's a good look.
Thank you.
Um, for me, man, my first time falling in love with acting had to be elementary school, man.
Oh, wow.
Like legit, and I grew up in a small,
The
small
real
town.
stage.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the
yeah. I
real
grew up in a
stage.
small town, man.
Hmm.
In fourth grade, and our music teacher just asked, the kids to come read these lines for our Christmas play.
Right.
And I just went in and just naturally as a kid, I read for the hip hop Rudolph.
Hmm.
And I ended up nailing the audition.
Uh-huh.
And then the night of the performance, it just hit.
Hmm.
Like I said, it was a small town that had a big write up in the paper about the performance.
Okay.
But then I didn't act again until I was like 25.
Okay. You took all right.
So I mean, again, small town, not many opportunities to do stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I had a homeboy. Shout out my man Kevin Bratcher. He wrote a gospel stage play, and he was like, "Yo, bro, you should come audition for my play."
Hmm.
And I went and I auditioned for a kingpin role, this abusive kingpin role, something like something you get to have fun with.
Hmm.
And I got that part. So from that point on, shout out to Elder Trina Ringo. We started doing different plays, and then I started working with Monique Teagle. This is how my introduction to Philly came. That's
Okay.
the first director from Philly that I worked with, and I met this guy,
Mm-hmm.
Chuck, on that set. Started following him, and he had a dope. He had a dope web series he was on called The Breakup with
Yes.
my guy Tyrone
Mm-hmm.
Lassing Game, and Chuck was like, "Yo, man, come out to the audition." He's like, "I was like, yo, I'm watching and I'm sharing like, yo, these boys is dope." You know,
Right, yeah.
I went to the audition, and that was the first Philly audition I actually went to, and I got casted for.
Mm-hmm.
From that point on, I just was networking and popping up everywhere. And then again, took some classes. I did some stuff with Douglas Farwell, Toby right here in Philly,
Mm-hmm.
and more recently I did Larry B. Scott, Power of the Actor through the Tasha Smith Acting School. So yeah, man, and then that, like I said, from a kid, that bug hit me, and it was just like, ooh, yeah, I like this.
Right.
Yeah, and then once you start doing it more and more, you just fall in love with it.
Okay, cool. So, question for y'all. I know being an actor, it can stretch you to different, ways. Is there something that you would not do as an actor? Like, do y'all have boundaries?
Absolutely.
Because I know I talk to a lot of females, and it's things they won't do sexually. So I like to ask, like, for a man point of view, is there something you would not do as a man?
For me, the number one, I'm not playing a homosexual role or dressing in any feminine, attire.
Medea?
No, not even Madonna.
Okay. That always comes up as
Yeah,
an
no.
example.
I know they asked the question. He's not portraying such and such,
Right.
but it's still throwing on that dress. And for me, it's a little different. I have my own opinion on things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Just with the industry, I feel like sometimes it's a bucking experience. Like, hey, let's see how much we can give him to make him do this.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Not necessarily just to portray the role or get the role, filled. So that's just my mental. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? No shade to anybody that's with that or who's all for it. It's just not for me.
Okay.
Yeah, same here, man. As a heterosexual male, I just can't fathom being in that space. No disrespect or shade to the
Absolutely.
anyone part of the community. It's just not something I'm comfortable with. Outside of that, I'm pretty comfortable doing anything. I'm pretty much like Chuck said, man. I'm not throwing on a dress. No same sex love scenes or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So I know y'all have a lot of films under your belt. Is there a role that y'all haven't played that y'all would like to play? If y'all think kind of down your resume.
I got a couple, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You can go first.
Go ahead.
I wanna number one, I wanna be a lawyer, right?
Okay.
I've been a lawyer, but I didn't actually practice law. I was just a lawyer. Put the suit on, in the office.
Okay.
I wanna be a real lawyer where I get to cross examine and have all those powerful moments, those closing arguments and things like that.
Okay.
And I think the other one,
Like on Law and Order.
yeah, definitely.
You had your chance. You had to get shot, right?
I know. They didn't even let me
Right.
evolve.
Sorry for the spoiler alert.
But definitely a lawyer, man. And I always said I wanted to be. I would like to portray like a doctor. Or like I would have loved to have been a doctor on Grey's
Okay.
Anatomy or something like that.
Mhm.
Something that consistent series, that series money.
Right. Yes, definitely. Yes. What about you, Chuck?
See, for me, I felt like I've done a lot. I can't remember,
Yeah.
half the rules, but I've played a pretty large amount of different things. But what I am in, the phase I am in now, I'm in my biopic phase. I want to do a period piece or a couple period pieces.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The one in mind, I got a Joe Frazier. I would love to.
Right.
Do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I know
just
you've
go
been.
back
I know
in
you've been talking about
time
that for a long time.
and
Yeah.
just embody and somebody that was great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And getting their story told.
So to date, what has been your most challenging role that y'all, and how did y'all prepare for that particular role? What was something that really, like, wow, this is going to be tough?
For me, Mr. McCullum.
And what was that?
That was on the Book of Nimrod with Carla. Carla Morales. Mr. McCullum was a pedophile,
Okay.
and
I think I did see this,
yeah,
the trailer you put it. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So for me, that to this date and that's been probably 8, 9 years ago.
What
And
was the preparation like for that role? When you read the script, like, oh my God, I can't, or what?
so for me, the script wasn't that bad. It was the extras added into the script where the stuff that's not on paper. So
Mm-hmm.
when we get here, it's like, oh, well, we have this specialist. We had an SVU specialist on scene
Okay.
to like kind of this is how something like this would really go.
Okay.
Instead of
To guide you through the
so
scene, yeah.
certain things they were changing up. I'm like, oh, wait, whoa, what? This wasn't what
Right.
we
We
signed up for,
we didn't talk about this, right?
it was like just a lot of things like what was supposed to be implied. It wasn't me doing anything or showing anything, but it was just that weird feeling, especially when your castmate is a young female who you supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
it was just a little weird. But the preparation I had for that to help me throughout the process, I started looking up people with those issues, those mental issues. So I'll start looking up those segments off YouTube where they had like little seminars where people that are really pedophiles, they get up and they talk about their issues, how they got there, and what helps, what don't help. And it was this one guy that stood out to me. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, and I really got into depth where it's like this is a mental illness and this is real.
Right.
So he got up there and was saying, he said, listen, I know what I am. I know it's not right, but I can't stop it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like,
Wow.
dang.
Right.
Like,
that's crazy.
So just looking up different things, I kind of put myself somewhat in a dark place just to fulfill out that role.
So I always hear Halle Berry tell the story when she had to play the crackhead. What movie was that? Was that
Isaiah?
Oh, yeah. So she actually went into a rehab center and sat down with people and kind of get into their world and then, preparing for a role like that.
That's that good
it was
enough
there. Yeah, exactly. So she put her work in to get it done. So how about you, Juante?
My most challenging role actually came from a documentary reenactment we were doing. It's called She Wins, and Tamika Hall was doing it. And I played a real person who was just, psychotic. Was abusive, and literally in the scene, my pregnant wife comes home, who's played by Levita Cameron. Shout out to Levita. She comes home, she's pregnant, she's coming in with groceries, and legit, I just punch a slam in the face, like I'm off cam. You just,
right,
and knocks her out. She wakes up, she's tied to a chair, and I'm legit sitting across from her in a chair, and I'm playing knife practice with her. I'm literally throwing knives at her.
Wow.
And the level of darkness that I had to go to just to embody the fact of, because it's one thing to sit in front of somebody and throw knives, oh, I'm crazy, but the amount of time that they spend trying to capture that moment and preparing yourself to put that look into your eyes and to really sell that is the only role that I literally, once I was done, I had to just lay down and release. Like,
right. After you shot it, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember the first time I was on set and actually had to witness someone cry, how emotional it was after we yelled cut for that person was. And I never knew that. I just thought it was all acting, but you really get into that emotion of, the crying and the emotion. Absolutely. The buildup was crazy, too, because she was like, don't talk to me. I'm in the corner. And I guess she was thinking about something that happened in her life, and she just let loose. Yeah. So it's weird. So another thing I wanted to break up, you just gave me an idea, or a question, I should say. When you're working with friends, like you said, Levita, shout out to Levita again, and you're in a scene that's emotional like that, is it difficult to work with a friend? Like if you got to harm them in the movie, then would it be easier if it was a stranger that you didn't know?
Not really. Because in that moment, I'm just focused on it's the character.
Okay.
I'm not Juante throwing knives at Levita. You know what I mean? Because once I start thinking like that and I'm seeing Levita, then now I got another wall I got to tear down so I can get to it.
Okay. Right. Okay.
For the most part, like, I don't know you.
Right. Take these knives. Okay, so another thing that is inquiring being an actor is auditioning. How do you feel about audition? Does it make you nervous?
Yeah. I mean, till this day, like I said, even with the 20 years I've been in the game, auditioning is still that stomach butterfly
Right, right.
fact because you don't know what you're walking into, and you know,
And believe me, it's on the other end too, because I've hosted auditions. And
yeah,
I'm just as nervous as people standing in front of me sometimes, because I'm like,
I've
what
been
is
on-
this person going to do? Like,
I've been on both sides as well, and
Right.
I prefer not to be on the table side.
Right.
Sometimes I can't hold, and I'm a silly guy, and sometimes some people come in with, and you're like, what in the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
And it's like you can't, don't break. You gotta stop tapping you. But no, yeah, auditioning is always a scary thing. No matter how long you've been in the business and how many movies you did, you never know what you're walking into. And the worst I know for me was a big audition I went into, and they were strictly stone faced. I'm thinking I'm about to go ahead and kill it. I'm thinking I killed it, and they just sitting there.
That's like being a comedian. Sometimes you think you're funny, but you're not.
All right.
And the audience is like dead silent.
Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Yep.
I'm like, dang, okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. But yeah, it's still a crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, virtual auditions made it a little better.
Yeah,
The comfort
right.
of your own
Yeah,
home.
right.
But yeah, nah.
What about you, Juante?
Oh yeah, it's the same, man. Auditions, I still get those butterflies, man, and it's just the fact of like you said, you want to go in and kill it. That anxiousness of I want to get cast.
Right, right, yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean? So I want to go in here and kill it. And what I found with the self tapes, man, it takes the initial pressure off, but then it creates OCD in me. So
Right, right.
now I'm looking at it like I could have said the different.
Right, nitpicking, right?
Like,
Yeah. You become your worst critic.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, and then I have to, play in my mind like, okay, if I was in an in-person audition, you what you just did would have had to been enough. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like, okay.
Accept it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do y'all have actors in the business that y'all look up to? Like role models or favorite actor?
I can't say I have a favorite. Like I said, I respect the craft, and I pretty much get gems and tips from, everybody that's doing what they doing. Even my peers, what I'm saying? I might look at something like, all right, damn, Juante killing that. All right, I can learn that from him. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. But yeah, I just respect everybody in the craft and want to work with everybody.
Now, I remember you told me before you worked. I'm gonna name drop real quick. You told you worked with Bruce Willis, right?
Yes.
On set. Yeah. So what was that interaction like?
It was shaky for the first week. We filmed for 2 weeks, and for that first week, it was a little shaky. And mind you, we had dialogue together, so it was like, damn, he's not even talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I got to grip him up for this scene, and I don't know, do I touch him? Like,
right.
What's going on? But,
Mr. Willis?
Yeah, so I'm not going to say after a week. Probably after like 3 days, we sitting down eating and everything like that, and he started talking to me, and then I got the understanding he was homesick.
Okay.
He just got off shooting another movie. As soon as he wrapped, he came right on to this one. So I kind of got it and understood it.
Okay.
And, it went good from there. You know what I'm saying? He lightened up. He gave me some tips. We talked a lot. Showed him my reel. He gave me some amazing feedback.
Okay. Good.
Going forward, I'm keep that in the top.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Favorite actors or anything? Man, I admire a lot of people, man.
As I say, it's hard to pick.
Yeah,
I know.
have to name a few. I mean, obviously you named the Denzels and the Chadwick Bosens, Jamie Foxx, Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I mean? Shoot, Dennis Quaid, man. I was just watching something with him the other night. And I was like, oh, this poor beast, man.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? There's so many people in the game that just exceed expectations, man. You know when they on the screen, it's just like, yo.
Especially that boy Charles.
Yeah, Chuck. Yeah, exactly. Man, Charles, I'm on set with Charles, man. I'm like, that boy good, man. I'm like, that boy good, man. If I see him on the car, I'm like, I gotta see him. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
We in it.
I definitely have some peers that, like Chuck said, man, that you work with and you like, ooh, I see you, bro. Oh, I see you, sis. Yeah, I like that.
It's like it's going to be a dope job. When you see that call, it's just like,
Yeah, you see the cast.
Out
And
of
you like,
5 people,
Right, right.
4 of my homies in this.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we about to rock.
Kill this
You
joint,
know what I'm
right.
saying?
crazy.
Yeah, you feel more comfortable on
that
set. Then.
definitely
You don't have to-
relieves a
like you
lot
just
of
said with
pressure.
Bruce, it'll take you a week to talk to someone. Like you
Right.
already know this person, and the vibe is a little bit better on set.
Right.
So, what kind of advice would y'all give to aspiring actors out here that want to be in this business?
For me, my thing is to figure out what you want to do, figure out your goal, your start plan, your end plan, and like go all.
Because you
in.
didn't have one, you just jumped in
That's what I'm
basically,
saying.
right?
I didn't have. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. You
Right,
know what I'm
right.
saying? And then by the time I figured out this is what I want, I ended up quitting my job to pursue acting full time. So it's like if I already was prepared, I'd have been stacking bread up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To prepare for that starving actor phase,
Mhm.
which is highly real. It's highly real. But no, just focus. Figure out what you want to do and take the necessity, take the classes, take the courses. If you don't have money for different courses, YouTube University, you can look up different seminars. You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Books. But
Mhm.
you gotta you get what you put into this craft. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For sure, I would definitely tell somebody new to the game or inspiring to become an actor, study your craft, man. Take the time to really learn the craft. Get as many tools as you can under your belt. There's so many different techniques out here that different people use to get into character and things like that. And understand it's not glamorous.
Right.
You know, some people start out and they hit the ground running, and then all of a sudden it's like crickets.
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean? It's just
Nothing.
the industry is fickle.
Mhm.
Stay grounded. Definitely find faith in God, and if you really want to do this, go for it. Go hard.
Mm-hmm.
And to piggyback off what he said as well, worry about yourself. Because the thing is, you may look at a pair and like, yo, he started when I started. How the heck he gets he here. He
right.
got in that movie. He got in that movie.
Mhm.
That will tear you all the way down.
Right, right.
That will tear
right.
you down. So just focus on you. It's like a racing horse with blind. Just keep
Right,
look,
stay for
you
yeah.
can't
for the
see nothing
goal.
else. Focus on your path. 'Cause
Mhm.
your
So-
path ain't like everybody else's.
I heard you mention taking classes and things like that. Are y'all against taking classes at your level now? Would y'all still like to improve? Y'all always feel better. Y'all could do better and things like that.
Yes.
I'm quite sure there's actors out here who figure out I got
Denzel
20
still-
films under my belt. I'm not taking no
The
class.
greats still have
Denzel
acting.
still
Right,
takes
right.
classes. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
right, right,
So who am I to say I don't need no class?
right,
I'm just a C list. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Like,
right.
no, but
yeah,
it's like a car. You can't just. I got a good, high priced car. I got a 2024 Beamer. Don't mean in 2 years you ain't gonna need an oil change.
right,
You
right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, right. Yeah,
You still need
Right.
you still need maintenance.
right, right.
You gotta get those new tires,
Mm-hmm.
spark plugs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm taking classes until I'm not acting anymore.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
Always sharpening your sword, right? Okay, cool. So, what was the moment for y'all then that y'all realized that I could really do this acting thing? Like, what was y'all think your best performance or your favorite script or things like that? What was the point where like I'm killing this?
I was like, man,
Commercial break, right? We'll be back in a minute.
You
I got y'all at that
start
one.
that off, Juante.
role that I felt like I killed, or I was just like that kind of like that feeling like
Yeah, like I could do this. Like,
I think okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna say recently I'll say more than the streets, man.
Okay.
Because Cameron was so I had similarities in Cameron, but then there was things that wasn't me, that was in Cam, and there was moments where Cam was so guarded, and then in the moments where he had to break and I had to cry in those moments or really be vulnerable in those moments, and to actually achieve the vulnerability that I wanted to achieve and actually be able to release certain things, and it was like, I'm looking at playback and then to watch it all come together, I was just like, okay.
Mm-hmm. I did it, right? I did it. I did that. Yeah.
That's a joint right there.
Yeah, that's a good job. That's a good job.
Like, okay, I did that one.
Look at he say something else, right?
Go ahead, keep going. So,
I took one part of the question. See,
all right.
right.
We'll run back the question, brother.
So what role or what moment when did you realize
So,
I could actually do this? Like,
So I'm not going. I don't have a role specifically. I will say a moment. So for me, it's once I started seeing myself getting into those bigger rooms with those
B-list
A-list
actors, right? Okay.
and I'm sitting there like, oh, I got dialogue with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So just
Megan
getting
Fox.
picked up. Megan Fox.
I'm just throwing names out there. I remember it.
All of them. I'm not a name thrower, but yeah, just being able to be in those rooms with some of the greats, some legends, and being able to learn off them like firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Not even if it wasn't a scene you were in, just to see them work. You know what I'm saying? See what they putting into that role. So one movie that really got to me was Glass, when I was in Glass.
Okay.
And what is his name? James is it McAvee? The guy that had the 20, 30 different personalities.
Okay.
So just watching him, all they did was snap for him to change characters. Bang. And he'd go right into it. A lady, little kid, old lady,
Oh, really?
old man.
Wow.
The beast. Like it was crazy. And like that was just real. That was something for me to like, yo, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I want to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So I know both of y'all, knowing y'all for the years that I have, y'all have alter egos, right? So has your alter ego have it ended up on screen before?
Yeah.
It has, right?
Billy ain't made the screen yet.
Well, yeah, I know Chocolate Chuck did, right?
Chocolate Chuck's been on MTV,
Okay.
BET, and a couple independent films.
Oh, really? That's dope. That's dope. And what is your character?
And a movie coming soon.
Huh?
Chocolate Chuck, the movie is coming soon.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Billy Bang Bang.
Oh, Billy Bang. Yes, right. That is. Okay. So I know we're running out of time here soon, but briefly, how did y'all develop them characters? Was it from something else or just something y'all thought about?
So for me, I'm gonna make it quick. A makeup artist. I was her muse, so she had to do her catalog, and it was different little things. So I had a ball cap, and then she had the wig, and then old school clothes. And when we did the old school clothes, it just something hit me. So between takes, I just started fooling around. I changed my voice and everything, and it stuck.
Oh,
I like that. I was like, yo, can I keep this wig? She said, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And then ever since then, I just been going ham.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just doing different videos, different little skits.
Okay. What was the development like for your character?
Oh man, Billy actually came. It sparked from a play I did that Latrina Ringo wrote. The character was Uncle Milton. He was like this old school uncle who was stuck in a particular decade, and she just let me do what I wanted with it.
Okay.
He was like, "This is a character, have fun with it," and so I did that. And then a couple years later, I still had some of the stuff, and I was just like, you know what, I'm about to do something with this. And I don't know where Billy Bang Bang came from. Billy came after the videos.
Right.
I did a gym video with the wig on, and I was doing some training, and it was just like, come train with Billy Bang Bang, and it stuck.
Okay. Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show. It was a pleasure having all of y'all here today. Stay tuned for the next episode of The Industry, where we'll have 3 talented actresses in studio. Thank you for watching, and have a good night. Y'all been in the theater and in film. What do y'all prefer?
Started in theater.
Okay.
And in theater, there's no cut.
Right.
You just gotta go. And I always tell people, like, because I definitely see people that prefer film or have only worked in film, they have chops. I'm like, damn. Just imagine what it's going to be like when you get on stage. But stage and theater are 2 different things,
Open to both of them. 'Cause I don't want to get so comfortable and spoiled by, cut, No, I want to be able to memorize it and challenge myself.
It's more of a
so
challenge then.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's no cuts.
Right.
So you just gotta go. And I'm not too good at improv yet. I'm still learning because I'm so used. The roles were coming so fast.
Right.
I really didn't have a lot of training. I was literally learning on set, so I'm not too good in the improv yet.
Okay.
But totally film.
Well, I'm not an actor, and I prefer film.
Yeah.
I've been involved with plays, and it terrifies me because it's live. It's live.
You can say anything.
Yeah, anything can go wrong. Cause I've always been where Anthony is behind this, and if something go wrong, some track's not playing, the lights don't come down wrong, it's live.
Yeah.
So I think, and I heard Denzel talk about this. He talked about the stage is where you learn how to act. It's like it's where everyone should start at.
Yeah.
I've heard about that. Yeah. All right. So, what are y'all greatest strength and weakness when it comes to acting? The good points and things you maybe need to learn how to do better.
I would have to say my strengths are, I'm sitting here, a writer, the producer, directing, video editing, acting, casting, like all these hats. So for me, my strength is just doing it.
Strengths and weaknesses.
My weaknesses are improving.
Okay.
Yeah. My strengths is emotional roles from my childhood trauma. So I just go against.
Yeah, check her out. Check her out. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
So that's my
Yeah.
I just sadly I had to get to work to my performance. That's where I have to go.
Right.
It works.
Yeah.
Like I got the
Right.
#1 movie out. You know what I mean? So it works.
I've been acting for a while. I'm outside.
Phenomenal.
I'm outside. But like I know I'm good. Like
Right.
can't nobody tell me nothing when it comes to my acting. Like I'm like, all right, I just let it speak,
And she is good. She's very good.